and I'm with the St. Louis Center for Play Therapy Training. I'd like to talk to you today and share with you a little tool that I have learned to utilize to help children who worry a lot. I see a lot of children in my practice who have anxiety of some sort, and quite often they worry about things. And sometimes giving children a hands-on tool, an item that they can, it's very concrete because young children are concrete. They need to be able to see it. Something that they can use to help them manage their worry can be very beneficial to them. And one thing that I've learned to use that I found to be very helpful with both boys and girls alike are worry dolls. Worry dolls have their roots in Guatemala, where they're usually much smaller than this. They're little teeny tiny dolls there. Children put the worry dolls, they tell their worries to the doll. They put the doll under their pillow, and while they're sleeping, the doll takes over and worries about that worry for them. So it's kind of a way of taking it from their own little head and transferring it to someone else to worry about it, so that perhaps they can sleep easier and not be worrying about that while they're trying to fall asleep. So I've made these with children. 4 and 5-year-olds probably aren't going to be able to make one of these, but usually kids 6 and up can make these pretty easily. So what you're going to need is some yarn and some flat clothespins. You can buy these at craft stores. You can usually get quite a few in a package. These are not like your traditional clothespins. These are flat on both sides. They're more made to make dolls out of. And you also need some chenille stems, some permanent markers, some scissors, maybe some glue or double-sided tape. So you take one of these, and they can select a yarn. If you wrap the yarn all the way around the bottom like this, it can look more like a dress or a skirt on a girl. If you wrap it in between the little prongs of the pin, then it's going to maybe look more like pants. So they can make it look like a boy doll or a girl doll. So let's say we were going to do start out with a red shirt on here, and we would wrap it around. You don't even have to tie a knot. If you just take the end of the yarn and cover it with, as you wrap it, you're going to be able to cover it up. And I almost forgot about the arms. A little chenille stem can be wrapped around and twisted. I know this is probably hard to see on a tape here, but you can kind of get an idea of how you can do it. And you know, these don't have to be perfect. They can be whatever way the child makes it that makes it the easiest for them. And you could use the scissors to kind of even off the arms. So we've got arms on there, and then we can just wrap the yarn around there so that you can see here how the arms look on there. Pretty easy to do. And usually while we're making these, I'll find children will talk and share, and we might talk a little bit about some of those worries that they have that they can give to their worry doll while we're making them. I've had children make them for themselves. I've had them make them for family members, whoever they feel might benefit. So once you get, say, the shirt wrapped around here, we're just going to cut off the end, kind of hold it down with our finger. Let's say we're going to add some orange to the bottom, and we're going to just wrap this one around for a dress. And if I could find the end of this piece of yarn, it would be good. There we go. There it is. So end piece here, like this end piece there, wrapping it around. We're just going to keep going. You can also use embroidery floss. It's going to be maybe a little more difficult for little fingers to work with because it's thinner, but you could also be a little more detail oriented with floss. It'd be a little more, it'd be easier to differentiate between whether it's pants or a dress. Anyway, so we're finished with this one. I'm doing this really quickly. I wouldn't do this as quickly if I was really making one. So usually when I have that last end, I'm going to probably take the end and use the point of a scissors or a pencil or something to shove that in under there so it's loose. And I would never give a child a pair of scissors this size. I just happen to grab these today. These are adult scissors, so safety first. So now we've got arms, shirt, pants. We can use a Sharpie to draw a little face on the doll. We can draw, we're going to give this one blue eyes. This one's going to be happy and smiling. We're going to do a little red mouth. You can draw ears as well. To make a boy doll, I usually use like a brown permanent marker and color in the top part of the head with the Sharpie colored in. You could use a children's Crayola marker as well if you wanted to. Or paint, if you wanted to paint it. What I like about the markers is it dries more quickly. We don't have to wait for it to dry. So you could color in hair if it was shorter hair, or even short hair for a girl. Doesn't necessarily have to be a boy. This girl doll has this kind of wild and crazy hair, but I kind of like it. What I did with that was take the yarn and wrap it about 10 times around my fingers like this, 10 or 12 times, and then cut it off, cut another little piece of it, slide it off, fold it in the middle, wrap that piece around it and tie a knot so you have like a little bundle like that, and then you can use the scissors to snip those little loops so that you just have strands of hair and not little loops there. Of course you could leave it loops if you wanted, like this. And then on the top of the head you could use glue, hot glue, low temp glue would probably work the best, or you could perhaps use, like I'm using here, some double stick tape, wrap it around the top of the doll pin, and then the little bundle of hair you just made, you could push down onto that tape and hold it on there. And you've made a little girl with sort of some wild and crazy hair. So however they want to make it, they could give their worry doll a name. I've sent them home in a little bag that they've decorated, and then they can take it home and, like I said, put it under their pillow at night and give the doll their worries. I've had some children come back and ask if they could make another one, that they've used it a lot and that doll's got a lot of worries now and they need another doll to take care of it. I've also had some children who've told me, I put it under my pillow every night and used it, and now I don't use it so much anymore. I don't have quite as many worries. So it's become a very effective tool for children to help them manage some of their worries and the anxiety that accompanies those things that they worry about. So easy, affordable, fun way. And one more little tip, chenille stems can sometimes get bent and out of shape and hard to contain, and I've learned that these I have chopped down to make them a little shorter and easier to use for kids for this project, but you can store them inside a toilet tissue tube, or if you have the long ones, store them inside a paper towel tube, and the easy way to kind of keep them intact and from flying all over and from getting bent. So I hope you enjoyed the worry dolls. If you use worry dolls in the work that you do with children, I would love to hear about it. Perhaps you use them in a different way, perhaps you make them in a different way, and I'm always interested in hearing how other play therapists are utilizing play intervention. So you can find me at stlplaytherapy.com, and on that website you can find the buttons to connect with me on various social media sites, whether it's Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter. Connect with me. I'd love to hear from you. Take care.